Hello everyone. Wanted to discuss a few things in this brief video. The first is I want to put a request out to any viewers who see this. Do you guys have any suggestions for better video recording software? I usually use Skype, and I've got this VOD burner software that I use to record my interviews, and it just is continually a pain in the neck. And now it's like not even recording when I initiate a discussion. So just wondering if some of you guys could recommend some stuff. I tried Pamela a long time ago. I might try that again. And I hear some people use eVayer. I'm not sure how good that is. But any suggestions you have might be useful. Also, I know Google Hangout is an option, but that always seems to be difficult in getting the person you're talking to have all the right plugins. So anyway, just any suggestions y'all would have would be great. The other thing I wanted to just share with you guys is I ran into this guy the other day. He's going to do some work around the house, I think, and he had something like crazy, like a triple or a quadruple bypass. And the guy kind of considers himself relatively healthy. He eats a lot of venison. He's like a country boy, Virginia, hunting all his life. So a large part of his diet has been like natural game that he goes out and shoots himself. But still he ended up with this severe heart attack. And the guy is interesting because I think he was like in professional baseball many years ago, and then he got into work up around the Beltway doing like, I don't know, interesting stuff, kind of investigative type stuff. And then now he's back in the country and just doing kind of I think he's installing windows and stuff like that. Interesting character. But anyway, he had this huge like quadruple bypass, almost killed him. And now he's in this recovery period. And I was telling him about Esselstyn, and I actually bought him a couple of books. So I bought him Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease by Esselstyn, classic, right? and then of the China study. I got him the China study too because I wanted to convey to him that this approach to eating, this kind of diet, addresses so many different diseases. And he had told me about all these folks in his family who'd passed away either from cancer or other diseases. And I'm trying to find the best way to communicate this message to people who might, for various reasons, be unreceptive to it. And it seems like if you can get an intelligent person and show them that from all these different angles how powerful this approach to life is, then it becomes overwhelming, and they have to, through their own intelligence, they have to investigate it. So anyway, I'm hopeful. I don't know if he's going to come back. He may never show up again. But anyway, one of the things I wanted to share with you guys also on this is from Esselstyn's book. He's got this chapter. This is Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease, Caldwell Esselstyn. He's got chapter 10, Why Can't I Have Heart-Healthy Oils? And I think this is huge because, when you're talking to animal product eaters, the first thing you got to convey is the fat content of animal products. So as I've said before, and as you'll see, many people are advising the public, saturated fat is a kind of hidden term, a term that hides what it really is. So saturated fat simply means animal products. So animal products contain high quantities of saturated fat. So when you see tables recommending health guidelines and they're talking about saturated fat, they're essentially talking about animal products. So the first thing you got to convey to somebody who's an animal product eater is that the quantities of saturated fat in animal products are through the roof. So it makes them distinct from plants from the get-go. And then the other thing you got to do after that is convey this principle, which has taken me so long to learn, and I'm still kind of struggling with it, is that plant fats are really just as bad. So getting the plant fats down really low. And I think this chapter 10 in Esselstyn's book is really powerful because he recounts this case of this guy who comes in and he was doing everything. He was doing everything Esselstyn was saying, but he was still including a little bit of olive oil in his salads like every day. and he had improved a lot, but he was still having some angina symptoms. So once Esselstyn got him to pinpoint the olive oil, because at first the guy didn't think he was doing anything wrong, and it took a while for Esselstyn to weed it out of him. But finally the guy remembered, oh yeah, I'm putting a little olive oil in my salad every day. So they knocked that out, and then in I think it was a couple of weeks, the angina is totally gone. So here was a concrete example. Now, I guess people will call that anecdotal. I don't know, man. This is a board certified expert in the field of heart disease who did this, developed this cure and worked with thousands of patients. So I don't know if you can call this anecdotal, but anyway, it's a very powerful experience that he had, and he called it a eureka moment. So immediately advised him to give up all olive oil. He did, and within 7 weeks, his angina had completely disappeared. So this was a eureka moment for Esselstyn, in that he found that the guy was still including some, artificial fats in his diet. So anyway, just wanted to. It's been popping around in my mind, and I've been wanting to kind of share it with you guys. I know it's something that you all know very well. I keep running into these paleo people who are so convinced that their approach is more healthy, and it seems that all the facts run contrary to that. So I guess I'm wondering, how many of these paleo folks are people who actually feel better, or how many of them are folks who are just trying to maintain old habits that they never wanted to give up in the first place? I mean, are they folks who never were vegan, never wanted to be vegan? I know there's occasionally a person who tries the vegan route and with starches and grains has trouble digesting, and so then they feel it won't work, and then they go back to like a paleo approach or something like that. But for the most part, I get the impression that a lot of hardcore paleo folks are folks who never tried being vegan, never wanted to in the first place. And most likely, I would guess a lot of them are not that concerned about environment, and they certainly don't think ethics are as important an issue. Now, there are some paleo folks who are really careful about either procuring their own meat through hunting, like this guy that I know, or they buy meats that are supposedly raised in very ethical conditions. Although I know a lot of us vegans would say, look, you can treat the animal well all its life, but if in the end you kill it anyway, is that ethical? So I hear you, but we could say that someone who does it that way is better than somebody who's buying meat that's produced in a CAFO, right? So anyway, just some thoughts that are whizzing around, and hope to do some more shorter videos, like 10-minute videos with more nutritional topics. I find, there's so much information off of nutritionfacts.org and some of these other excellent sites, and I think what I want to do is simply kind of, pick some gems that I find in those and kind of present them in a very accessible layman's way. I think I may do some of that. So anyway, hope you all are doing great, and happy spring. Here we are on the cusp of spring, and looking forward to a vegan spring and a vegan summer, and hopefully turning this Titanic around, this Titanic of an animal-based industry. Let's turn it around. So all the best to you all. Take care.